Do you overthink texting? If so, this is for you. Keep watching. So, people often overthink texting because it strips away at the cues that we get in normal conversation. What do I mean by this? Well, when we're having a conversation with someone in person or over the phone, we get social cues of what they may say next. We can kind of predict how they're feeling based on their tone, the way they say things, if their voice is high pitched, low pitched. So, for example, if a person has a higher tone voice or a higher pitch in their tone, they could be upset. If they have a lower tone, they could be a little bit more calm. But again, these are things we could pick up on in-person conversations and as well as over the phone, but never via text. And so when we are communicating via text, our brain has to fill in the cues of how something is being said, which leaves a whole lot of room for interpretation. And interpretation is not always facts. So something to be mindful of as you are navigating your life with sending texts and also reading them. No tone, no context. Text messages do not have tones. People have tones and we interpret things based on the tone we think they have. So when you're in person talking to someone, you have facial expressions to go off of, the tone of their voice, as I mentioned, high pitch, low pitch, their body language, all of these social cues to determine, is this person have a attitude about me, or are they feeling away? Versus in text messages, that's not always the case. Now, one thing that can alter this rule is if you know the person and you guys have an established relationship and you can kind of get a feel and an energy and a vibe for their tone via text because you have a good connected relationship with them. But if you don't and you're still learning, it's good to err on the side of giving them the benefit of the doubt. The second thing is anxiety and attachment styles. A person with anxiety or just a more sensitive attachment style is more likely to read more deeply into things when it comes to text messaging. A delayed reply can feel like avoidance. An exclamation point in a text message can feel like being yelled at. And something as simple as someone not adding an emoji can feel like they don't care, they don't love me. So just something to be mindful of. On the flip side of that, it can become less about communication for these types of people and more about performance and impression management. And it's not important to impress, it's important to communicate what you need to communicate. So let me know if you want more on this topic. I'm happy to go more into detail about this because I know this is something a lot of people struggle with. And once again, per usual, like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. Bye.